Okay, hold up, because this is not jungle YSS. This is gold. I saw it in the graphic and I was like, was it a mess up on the graphic? Wait a second, what happened here? This is gold lane Zia, Yushun Shin. Is this a pocket? Is this something out of the clutch? Is this something they've been practicing? Because this could definitely be something to catch Cloud9 off guard here. And it's going to be surprising. I think damage output early game will maybe output this Claude. In terms of movement, in terms of overall damage, I don't even know. I don't think I've ever seen this.
Yeah, it's definitely a first for me as well, but we said we wanted to see BTK come out with some surprises, and they have yet to disappoint.
Yeah, and we're going to see how well. It doesn't just come down to the picks, though. It's going to come down to some of these rotations. This has been the big sour point for BTK in some of the playoff games. Is their synergy up to par? Is Mobazane going in with the backup of his team? Is the communication on there with Shark? So far, still in the early games, both teams being very respectable of both of their opponents.
Yeah, but BTK definitely like moving fast. They're playing the early games they like to play. This is the early game that sometimes messes up the tempo of Cloud9 in laning phase. You have Shark on this Cho, who's going to be aggressive, going to be in their face. And in terms of the mid duo that we're wondering how they're going to pair up, lane clearage has been equal. The rotations have been equal. It's 2 minutes in, and it's pretty much down the middle.
Yeah, he's already seen some heavy engagement. Oh, wait a second. Big knockup on the chicken. Needing to go back, but still going to sustain himself in this fight as the turtle spawns in.
Yeah, Frigid Glacier came out there from Hoon with the IMU, not able to find a mark just yet, but that means you're going to have an ultimate down for this first objective, but it doesn't look like both teams are actually setting up just yet. Shark getting caught.
Yeah, Demonic Force dropping down, trying to put him on the slam dunk cam, but the G-Kundo, the footwork, a little too fast for Nats to be able to catch up to him. But right now, a stalemate for the turtle. Neither side will engage.
We'll see how things play out. Turtle up, both junglers sitting at the top side. So this is going to be a slow first turtle. No one's going to rush it exactly. Mobazane has to get his orange buff first. But I'm wondering, like, do we think that BTK's got this one here? They do have some zone control, but a little bit of a knockup.
Ooh, the way of the dragon for the stun. Mobazane securing the kill. An amazing alley-oop from Shark. First blood for BTK, but do we see Cloud9 with a response? Demonic Force for the Glacier as well. Marcuti will find Mobazane, both sides, able to secure a kill. Glorious pathway through the mid-river as well. Look at Nats, he's going all in. Now a 1v3 at that tier 3 turret.
That is just an amazing job by Cloud9. They do get caught, best player does go down, but they're always able to reply in kind with something. Here, Shark in a little bit of trouble as we start on this turtle.
Yeah, Shark's keeping pace well, man. Ever since we saw him start picking up the Cho earlier in the playoffs, I've liked it on him. It fits his playstyle. He's able to make plays happen. Both junglers do go down there, but we already see the possible aggression from BTK, the possible play potential.
Yeah, and a play may be made here on the chicken. Not going to be able to find the kill, but that is a turtle over to Cloud9.
Ooh, Colwell just narrowly avoids a little kick up there from Shark. But right now, I mean, still keeping the pace. It's 1-1. Both of these teams, I want to say the aggression coming from them, they are not warded off by either of the deaths that they took. They're not worried about it. They're just continuing to kind of keep up this fast pace.
Keep our eyes on Nats, though, right? He's being super proactive right now. He's consistently rotating up to the mid, getting back down to EXP to clear his wave. Even now, watch him on the minimap, rotating up to the mid, might even hang out a bit longer. Chicken, though, kind of onto it. It seems like both teams want to make a big fight happen for this next turtle.
Yeah, but it's no secret, right? BTK, we know they're a team that kind of thrives on being able to take these turtles. Usually when they are not able to get these objectives, their success rate drastically drops. So hopefully for the second turtle, they can find a way in, especially with Zane running on this Roger and how he's easily able to overpressure teams with the Lycan Pounce.
Yeah, but we've talked about it. You really need to lean into that early game on a Roger. When Roger starts falling behind, you're going to have some issues when it comes into that mid game, when you come into that late game. But ladies and gentlemen, a new record, if you guys did not know, for Mobile Legends Bang Bang Professional League recently became the first esports event series to reach 1 billion hours of watch time. That is a big number.
I don't even know what that number means, honestly. It's a lot. That's what I know. It's like the money that Eslon has, or you know his name, Elon Musk has. It's a lot. It's confusing me. This game, though, I'm waiting for Zia to pop off. When is this YSS really going to happen, Private?
Yeah, and that's the big thing for me right now. I'm not seeing where Yusun Shin is really kind of coming into play where I'm just like, that was a great pick. I'm starting to see the genius of that pick. Not just yet, but right now, getting into a turtle fight.
Yeah, Demonic Force dropping down from NACT. Frederick Glacier stopping him in his tracks. Mobazane able to get the turtle to even out the objectives. Maybe able to get some kills as well, the way the Dragon's set up. Possibly leading to a kill. NACT very low, but still going to go in with the Demonic Force. Frederick Glacier double stun. Maybe able to pull it off. Cold World finding Zia. Shark on his way out to the tier 3 turret on the top side, and the tier 3 for the mid will be secured by best player.
Yeah, and right now, the mid tower goes down. The great macro from Cloud9, able to lose a tower, or able to lose that turtle. Oh, Mobazane in trouble.
Ooh, needing to get out of there very low. Not going to be able to get that orange buff, but it is going to be reset, so I guess effectively he didn't really lose anything from that engagement.
I definitely didn't lose anything from the engagement. Turtle back up in 70 seconds. But the thing is BTK tried to make that play happen, right? But Cold World comes in with that beautiful AOG to disrupt everything, buys Nats enough time to kind of get those demonic forces off. So Cloud9 is doing so far a good job at layering these skills. They are starting to take away with this gold lead. More towers are dropping. BTK now on the back foot. And earlier we were talking about Z on the YSS private. I think knowing it's a YSS, it's definitely going to take some time, right? Until he's really outputting that damage. But the big thing he has to worry about is the demonic force. He's got to worry about the frigid glacier. There's just a lot of things that Zia has to play around on this hero to really make it pop off.
Yeah, and the fact that you kind of have to juggle in melee range, into marksman range, into melee range to really get the most damage and output out of it, it leaves me wondering what the thinking process was, because you get close here, you've got a lot of CC to contend with. Mark Cutie, Frigid Glacier, among all the rest of Aurora's kit there. Nats able to kind of slam down, and then of course, as we saw earlier, Cold World able to bring down that avatar of the Guardian. So with that, we have to wonder, when he does get those items, when he does become dangerous, will it be able to make a difference?
Yeah, and that's what we're going to be keeping a close eye on. I mean, Basic's already 1,000 gold ahead of him, has the DSS and the golden staff, and right now an engagement in the mid-river, possibly on the way as the next turtle spawns in.
And we just saw the Mountain Shocker come into play, so we're starting to see a little bit of possibilities. Nat's doing such a great job at zoning right now, and it's becoming such a big burden for Shark. AOG though,
not going to hit the mark. A good evasive maneuver from BTK, but Mark Cutie will find Mobazane. Glorious Pathway possibly on the way out. Right now, Cloud9 on the offensive pressure, winning the early game.
I want to say, what a perfectly placed AOG there. Forced Mobazane to roll backwards into Cloud9. They deliberately forced it out ahead. You saw Hoon was able to dash out of the way, but Mobazane had to roll backwards right into Cloud9's hands, and they scoop up the kill.
Now, all I'm saying, I'm looking at the BTK camera, and it might be time for Hoon to sit up. My guy's comfortable right now under the blanket. It might be time to sit up, bro. I promise you, by game 2, game 3, this man's going to be on the edge of that couch. He better be, because right now BTK's on the back foot. It's about 4K behind. Mobazane's been getting targeted down. Mark Cutie, I don't think, has missed a single Frigid Glacier at this point. Always catching somebody and making it count.
You know what's funny, though? I feel like this time around, though, Shark is actually in the same room as them and not playing on his lonesome, so that could be the difference they can lean in on, as you are now seeing Zia able to take the turret on the top side for BTK.
Yeah, and so we do have a little bit of the macro kind of coming out there, still starting to affirm and amass a decent sized lead right now as we take a look at the items.
Yeah, taking a look at the items, I want to focus on the junglers right now. They've both taken some deaths. Mobazane has taken 2, and I think we're starting to feel it a little bit, right? He's almost 2,000, he's 1.7k behind best player right now. He's about 2 levels. That means that Retri's looking real good on best player, which means BTK is kind of in this point where they are forced to wait a little bit. Mobazane's got the War Axe in, he's got Windtalker in, but taking a look at the side of best player, we're talking Endless Battle, Malefic Roar, just to kind of chunk through Fried Chicken, to chunk through Shark. Not to mention the Hunter Strike as well for a little bit of passive speed boost to help with these engages and disengages. C9 has hit their power spike nice and early. BTK still trying to get there.
Yeah, and I gotta see what is Zia's power spike? Because he has the Aegis, he's on this YSS gold lane. How will that come into play?
Yeah, and I want to say, man, it just takes a genius beyond me right now, because when I look at the YSS, I'm thinking you need to get fed fast. That's how a lot of those jungle-ish marksmen are, like Granger too as well. You want to get fed fast, you want to be able to kind of use that lead to the biggest possibility. Here, you're kind of slow playing it on the YSS. As we see now, BTK starting to focus on this Lord.
I mean, Zia, right, I think he went a little greedy maybe with the first time. He goes for BOD, right? Which I'm not saying it's the wrong pick, but it's going to take this time to get a second and third item even more. You do want to start getting those crits. You want to try to capitalize on that passive and get in and out. And I'm not saying the YSS is unfathomable, because it's not like he's doing bad on it. He's 0-1-0. But, yeah, it's going to be a while until that damage really starts to get there. We're talking 13, 14, maybe even 15 minutes for the side of BTK.
And Mountain Shocker is going to drop down. Both sides fight it out for this Lord. Best player with the Retribution secures it for Cloud9. Frigid Glacier for the stun. Glorious Pathway in the heart of the battle. Best player taking down Fried Chicken. Basic taking down Shark. 2 members falling for BTK. Avatar the Guardian trying to close the distance on to Zane. Looks for the rush with the like accounts. The Punish takes down Cold World. Best player finding Moba Zane. A 3-1 trade and a Lord to Cloud9.
Yeah, these Avatar of the Guardians have been hitting the mark. Now, and why I say that, they haven't been actually hitting the players, but they've been separating the players so that they can get those kills. They can get Mobazane spread out and away from his team.
You want to talk about hitting players? Best player right now is hitting players, but a lot of damage. Down goes Marcuti.
BMI, Blazing Duet in as well. Marcuti very low. Chicken trying to take him down. Zia will find Marcuti. Basic will find Chicken. A 1-for-1 trade. The map is bleeding blue. Cloud9 opening up the base for the Bloodthirsty Kings. A Lord on the bot side marching to the base crystal, but quickly bursted down by BTK.
Oh man, they're able to take down the Lord very quickly, but you see up at the top, that's 2 high grounds down on each side, just one left through mid right now. A firm grasp on the map control is what Cloud9 has.
Yeah, I mean, 2 inhibitors down, and they're both on off lane, so it doesn't matter what side of the pits, the river that the Lord spawns up on, Cloud9 has an advantage. Back to the items, though. Zia did finally get the Endless Battle in. Looks like next could be a Malefic Roar for some penetration, but at this point, is it too late, right? Like, Cold World, I mean, best player is just bursting, and we're not even talking about late game potential with Basic. We're not even talking about Marcuti, who's been landing Frigid Glacier after Frigid Glacier, or the beautiful AOGs coming from Cold World right now. It just feels like everyone on Cloud9 is on their P's and Q's right now, making the right plays happen at the right time. BTK came into this game with, you know, kind of a cheesy draft, maybe trying something, and I'm still wondering when that's going to pay off.
And you know what's interesting? It's not like they have the easiest composition to get to a backline marksman, but the AOGs from Cold World have been crucial to setting up those opportunities for Cloud9.
Yeah, and I'm kind of waiting to, especially while they're on the back foot, it really kind of inhibits their ability to do a lot. Shark can't get in there, which is where you want to be with this Cho pick, to kind of get in there, isolate somebody out, and be able to burst him down. Right now, you're sitting at about a 5k gold loss, so that burst is not going to come without its penalties, because you're going to have Cloud9 closing in on you as well.
Hopefully they can fight for these purples, try to get a little bit more farm. But you talked about Shark not being able to go in, and I think in the early we saw him going, right? But now with Nats just able to stiff arm him, with the rest of the team able to stop him in his tracks, it doesn't seem possible.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be an upscale battle right now with Cloud9 in the lead with the gold and the objectives. A Luminous Lord does spawn in. Now the chase on the Shark. I'm wondering if they're going to fully commit. No, they're going to let him go. They're going to focus on this objective. You're already seeing best player in position.
I mean, and he's looking for the angles. He's trying to get them, but he's just not able to find them.
And right now, we're going to go ahead and start on the Lord.
Ooh, Basic will be able to secure that with the no retribution play and get a kill. Takes down Chicken. On top of that, a 2-for-none trade for their side.
Yeah, they have to know the burst damage is there. At this point, one of them can't go in and check bush. Like, one of them can't just be alone, and they're kind of approaching the map at more of a split-up pace, but I think it's a little bit too late for that.
Yeah, and you don't, I mean, I was going to say, we don't really have a front line for BTK either. It's going to have to be Shark to kind of go in there, get that, but then you have the rest of the team that's going to need to kind of be on their P's and Q's to try to maybe get an angle or get in there very quickly as we're pushing in to the last high tower.
Ooh, good G-Kondo setup. Right, Ice comes out to keep Marcuti alive. Shark maybe Punished best player with the fracture, able to take him down. Right now, you are seeing the Luminous Lord in the base of the Bloodthirsty Kings at about 45% HP. The inhibitor will fall. No more inhibitors in this game. Cobra finding Moba Zane. The base Crystal taking some heavy hits. Basic able to take down Chicken. Zia falling to Marcuti's wrath. And Cloud9 securing game 1 against BTK.
Game continued. Cloud9 really showing that synergy.
Yeah, I mean, just overall doing Cloud9 things right now, right?